A large misconception about sports card investing is that you pick a card which you think has potential to grow, throw a lot of money on that few cards, and sit and wait for the market to trend up. Sometimes it goes in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. We probably just attribute it to investing luck. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you viewers that the only way to ensure that you make money from sports cards is through hard work. What's up YouTube, Card Boss here. We talk about everything cards, money, investing. Alright, let's go. A few videos back, I discussed a video on investment upside and how we recognize upside or gains potential of a particular card. I mentioned several times that many investors get caught up by news and hypes, YouTube content, internet gurus, telling them which is the next best thing that you should buy and that's going up. Do go back to the video and hear my thoughts on that. In today's video, I want to take you guys on a journey of learning which tested determination and patience, which ultimately, reaping a nice, tidy profit sum. In today's example, we're discussing my investing strategy of 119 raw Kobe Bryant rookie cards, which were purchased between the 1st of July 2020 to the 31st of August 2020, so exactly 60 days. In that 60 days, I purchased 119 various rookie cards, and the motivation of this purchase was to attempt to get the best copies, send them for grading, and hopefully get the cards back before Kobe's Hall of Fame enshrinement in May 2021. Spoilers alert, that didn't go according to plan. So because PSA's backlog was so bad that they had to shut down all service orders in order to meet backlogs, and even that took my Kobe's almost close to 10 months to come back, well after the Hall of Fame. Needless to say, the prices when the cards were returned were far lower than what it was a few months prior, and way lower than the craziness back in February this year. So let's talk about the cards. Of the 119, there were 35 Collector's Choice, card number 267, 18 Flair Medal, 13 NBA Hoops, 12 Stadium Club R12 Rookies, 7 Skybox Premium number 203, 6 Flair Rookies 203, 5 Skybox Premium number 55, 5 Upper Deck UD 43, and 19 others, which includes 3 Topps Finest Apprentices and 1 Topps Paper 138. The costing for all these raws between July to August 2020 were as follows. And as you can see, with exception of Flair Metal, the average raw card was between $20 to $30 per piece, and this was quite intentional. I knew that there will be a number of condition issues with the card quality, given that the cards are close to 25 years old. And deploying a strategy of cherry picking a handful of cards from eBay might not be the best idea, especially cards from this era, as it's possible that you won't find a single gem mint example, and at very best, a couple of mint nines. So if you're working on a smaller budget like myself, and still, at that time not being a total expert on grading, casting a net as wide and as far as possible would be your best strategy. Hence, in order to do that and to stay within your budget, you have to set a limit on the range of cards you can target. And in this case, it was majority of the rookies that were between the $20 to $30 range. Had I gone for bigger targets like the Topps 138 paper, I would be limited to the number of available tries given the price tag at the time, coming close to about $200 per card, and that's like 10 times the value of a collector's choice, for example. So in total, I spent a shade over $4,000, $4,048 to be exact, on 119 cards, and that's an average cost of about $34. So let's pause for a second here. Not all of you have $4,000 to spend at once, or in my example, say $2,000 a month over the course of 2 months. Well, neither did I, and so whilst adding more raw cards to this endeavor, I was also filtering the cards that I got back. And over the course of that 2 months, I resold a number of these raw cards back, mostly at a loss. I kept all the collector's choice and sold them for a nice profit in February 2021, but everything else turned back the moment I knew they weren't good enough for grading. In total, during these 2 months, 42 raws were resold, and the balance were collector's choice, about 17 of them, which were sold later. And the cash I got back from the 42 raw cards recycled back into the project, so I didn't have to consistently pump in new cash. Now, one thing I did was, which some of you might not actually do, was to keep sending the raws that were fit for grading to PSA in smaller batches, normally say within 5 to 10 cards at a time, as opposed to waiting until I was done and sending everything at once. I did it for a few reasons. First, PSA doesn't really adhere to a first in, first out method. Technically it should, but I've seen later orders get processed first, so I didn't want to be the unlucky one that had my massive Kobe order sitting somewhere and getting other people jumping over my queue. Hence, I thought it would be a good idea to keep sending in hopes of getting a number of submissions back as early as possible. Now, this actually worked, but everything was late anyway. So in total, I submitted 60 cards, and here are the results. Take a good hard look, ladies and gentlemen. Only 5 PSA 10s, which is an 8% gem rate. 35 PSA 9s, which is decent. But if this spreadsheet was for modern cards, you're probably looking to lose a lot of money. But as I mentioned at the start of the video, we are talking about cards that are almost 25 years old. So it's a decent result at a glance. Now I'm sitting with my stack of slabs coming back around July to August 2021, a full year from the date I purchased. Prices are obviously lower than it was 6 months ago, and I needed to turn to cash and recoup my capital. So I go on a selling spree, starting out with the lower grades and moving up to the 9s, and slowly finally reaching to the 10s. Out of the 57 slabs, as there are still 3 more cards with PSA, I sold a total of 48 slabs, and my total revenue, including the raw cards I sold a year ago, is $9,554. That looks like a huge number. How did I do overall? My cost of sales for the 107 cards that were sold, both slabs and raw, is $4,818, which means I made a nice profit of $4,736, and that's nearly a 50% gross margin. This is including fees and shipping, and grading fees as well. So no speculation, no punting, no guessing, all grinding and 100% pure effort. And it's not just the $4,700 profit that I pocketed in. There were a number of other takeaways as well. First, by going through so many cards on eBay, you indirectly get a lot of practice to analyze cards from photos, and that translates to your ability to grade as well. Now, you're probably saying, hey, it's only 8% gem rate, but the premium on these gems are there. A collector's choice PSA 10 Kobe sold for $400 before fees, and my cost on that Kobe, including the grading, is less than $35. So if 10x is not good enough for you, I'm not sure what is. And perhaps the last lesson is the laws of averaging. I think a lot of times people are caught up by trying to make a profit on every single card that they deal. It's extremely difficult, and I can understand it can be tough to swallow the pill of losing huge chunk of cash on a failed investment target. In this example, I did lose money on some of the raws that I resold, and I definitely lost money on cards that came back PSA 6 or a 7. But if you were to manage your investments as a portfolio, collateral losses are generally fine, in the grander scheme of things. And despite everything that has happened, selling, half of what I bought as raw, waiting a year, 8% gem rate, and missing out on the price highs, back in February or even during the Hall of Fame, I still made out doubling my investment in 12 months. Learnings aside, it's quite an amazing ride as well. So if you guys like this video and found it very useful, do like and subscribe for more content in the future. I will be putting up similar videos, so do watch out for that. Thanks and have a great day.